Alright, so we're just going to show this little video over here. This video is just really presenting the type of aircraft that I'll be talking about. I'll be talking about the Reaper, which is a United States Air Force aircraft. That's what it looks like. That's it taking off. It's going to take a little bit of watch. It's a long video, so we're just going to stop it right here. So anyway, now that you're all awake. Hi, my name is Abel Canowy. I'll be presenting about the benefits of drones in warfare. Now, there are a lot of benefits to drones in warfare, so I only covered the ones that I thought that were the most pertinent. So, this right here that you're seeing is Reaper MQ-9, sorry. But the very first thing that we should do is define what a drone is. So, a drone is any aircraft that is unmanned, that can be remotely controlled, that has a purpose or a mission. So every one of these that you're seeing right here is technically a drone. Drones can be, they can range in configuration. They can go from being a rotary wing, which you can see helicopters or a quadcopter, and then they can be fixed wing, which is going to be like the Reaper or the MQ-47, which we'll see in the next slide. Now, there are two main types or purposes. We already covered the types of rotary wing and fixed wing. And purposes, there are two purposes that drones are supposed to do for the military, which is survey, so reconnaissance missions. And then there is attack, which is obviously neutralizing or inhibiting whatever the enemy wants to do. Now, obviously, best of two worlds, best of both worlds, it's going to be, oh, you can't see that. It's saying that our main focus is a Raptor, but Reaper, my bad. So, we want the best of both worlds, so we want something that can attack and survey, and that's exactly what the Reaper can do. So here's a picture of how big we can actually get. This is an MQ-47 Triton. It is a Navy drone. And it's comparable to the size of a Boeing 757. So now this is just strictly experimental. It's not being used as far as we know, nor as far as you're telling us. So for benefits, main benefit, or one of the main benefits, does not need a pilot on board. And the reason that this is such a big deal is because we're not putting people in harm's way. It'll tie in later on as to why it's even a bigger deal because of cost. So this is where I cover the main body of my presentation, where we say they can enter a hostile environment. So as a prior chemical soldier in the Army, environment is a huge deal. It's the first thing you cover in every operation you do. And chemical environments, nuclear environments, or even biological environments are a big deterrent to me, a pilot, and also to any other soldier that's going to be operating in that area. Drones are machines, so they're not going to get affected by any of these things. They reduce risk or exposure of the soldier. So again, risk, the exposure is not going to be only the environment in which the soldier is going to be in, but also to which dangers the soldier is going to be exposed to. So also me as a CH-47 Chinook helicopter pilot, a lot of the things that we are exposed to, which are going to be anti-air, one of the biggest things, man-pads. I don't like to be put into those, but as you can see, they're going to take us out of the equation, so they're going to take my job. So endurance flight. Some drones are even known for flying up to 82 hours. So humans, we're not going to be able to stay seated inside a plane for 82 hours without having to relieve ourselves. But anyway, and cost, well, just a few numbers that I do not have memorized. The MQ-9 costs about $6.48 million versus the F-35, which there's the MQ-9 and then there's the F-35. The F-35 costs roughly $91 million. The Reaper costs $3,250 per hour to operate. The F-35 costs $16,500 per hour to operate. And for one soldier that you take out, it costs $2.1 million. So that's my presentation. Those are very small benefits. Disclaimer, there's a whole other half to the argument that we're not going to be able to cover. Obviously, the other half of the argument as to why Reapers should not be used in warfare. But yeah, anybody have any questions?
Did you look into the ethics at all behind using drones?
Now, that was not really part of my umbrella that I was going to cover. The ethics are just a whole snowball of other topics that I could have covered, and I would have been twice as long for this. That's why I only focus on benefits.
So you think it was fair to compare the costs of like the Reaper to the F-35?
Absolutely,
When,
absolutely.
When one was like propeller driven, whereas the other one was.
Now, there is a difference. So there are propeller versions, and then there's also a jet version. Now, the two things is that the Reaper is also way lighter, so it can be fast, and also it does the exact same things an F-35 can do, just for a lot cheaper, and it's not endangering a person. So those are two of the biggest benefits why the government would want to push towards it, because it's cheap, and budget cuts. So yeah, sure, why not? If we got time.
Very quickly.
Which one packs bigger punch, the man-made or man-powered vehicle?
They both can carry the same amount of payload. I mean, the same types of payloads. So, it's same thing. Yeah.
Good job.